As the month of January comes to an end, I'm sure all of you must be pretty excited. Man, this was one hot and dry month, not to mention our empty pockets, right? Anyway, on the show today, the next 30 minutes, we promise to do nothing but make it better. My name is Cynthia and this is Xfiles. What is the difference between a celebrity and a celebrated person? Why is Kampala regarded as the showbiz capital of Eastern Central Africa? And can one ride a boda boda while chewing a Rolex? Finally, with Xfiles, you will get Ugandan answers to truly Ugandan questions. Viewers will have their senses infused with a spot-on portrayal of our nation, its youthful, vibrant, diverse culture, and of how Uganda continues to maintain its identity in this increasingly similar world. Xfiles, it doesn't matter where you are, just tune in and you'll be home. In our jam-packed show today, we continue to bring the knowledge as we meet two young gentlemen who are making big moves in the theatre and film industry. Also, do not miss our chat with the living legend. This guy is one of the best lyricists ever. But before the main course, it was time for that event yet again. It was all about MTN, the youth, and lots of fun. Yup, it was Kadanke time. The youth extravaganza with the most swag. That is the MTN-sponsored high school Kadanke for you. No wonder they turned out in droves for the latest edition and didn't leave disappointed. One of the stars of the day was Bobby's Escalade. Now, after countless stories that it is falling apart, the machine turned up actually looking fresher than ever. Omubandawa Kabaka himself was in fine fettle, ready to rock the eager crowd.
How you feel there? Xfiles may represent Bad Bobby Wine straight out. Scene!
Nearby was brother Mickey Wine.
Kaboom! Well, this is Sulu Bada Bada, Mickey with the Madaraga. Nobody go test Aya, become a super duper watching Xfiles, don't know.
But near the ghetto president was another dance hall star, DJ Michael.
Next year, this year, another year, bad in the dancehall industry, you know. Big respect, Bobby Wine, King Michael.
These fellows better release a collabo. That already sounded like half a song.
Jaja always there, ever in affair. Xfiles there, serious affair. Bad Bobby Wine, King Michael, Xfiles there.
Staying with the theme of our superstars, arriving in American SUVs, here was Chameleon making a grand entrance in a Hummer. As they say, statafa. Apparently, they also don't have to go through the metal detectors. As the youth enjoyed a succession of performances and dances, they also got the chance to mingle with the smattering of artists scattered throughout the crowd. But the biggest cheer of the day came during the Chameleon performance. No, actually, that's not him.
Yo, this is Dr. Chameleon Life representing Xfiles. Straight! I love you, Uganda. Blessed salute. Representing East Africa to the fullest, Uganda to the finest, Africa to the biggest. Xfiles. Good day.
The heavyweight has joined the likes of Michael Jackson and David Beckham, stars so big an entire industry of lookalikes and impressionists is dedicated to them. And this fellow takes being like Chameleon very seriously. For his sterling copycat efforts, he won a Galaxy Tab. Okay, so you think you have an opinion of what Luga Flow is really about. Well, I urge you to sit still because we managed to catch up with the main man himself, lyricist extraordinaire and founder of the hip-hop movement, Bavubuka.
You could rightly argue that Bavubuka is the foremost authority on Luga Flow and the principles that it stands for. But he and his peers are not about to police the movement.
There's always emulators, and there's always, originators, and then there's always those who are lost in translation, in understanding exactly what they're doing and what it should sound like. And so there's been a lot of, music on the scene that has encouraged itself to emulate the Luga Flow principles. And I believe, like in any progressive industry, there's always room for innovation. So these brothers that use the Luga Flow emblem to promote whatever other kinds of music they do, we don't discourage that. We just, most of the time, either question them or encourage them to learn more on what really Luga Flow is.
Indeed, change is a thing no one can ever dictate.
You know, so the industry's got those elements, and this is what comprises, you know, a growing culture. You know, everyone takes a piece where they can and tries out what could work for them. Some of them do it successfully, some of them don't. You know, but at the end of the day, when you come back to someone like me, I always be speaking for the real truth of where I saw Luga Flow come from.
However, there is one thing that should never be open to debate, that of who started Luga Flow.
For the fact that, you know, looking at Luga Flow in its essence, the streets speak for themselves, you know, and that's the value of hip-hop, street cred, you know, what's really going down on the streets. A lot of people have been debating, who are the founders, you know, who started, you know, half of the people who formed hip-hop don't live in Uganda today, or who formed Luga Flow, I should say, in that aspect. You know, but I'm from the legendary crew called Bavubuka Squad. You know, Bavubuka Squad or Bavubuka Underground. You know, if you ask any grown progressive young man would tell you, hey, you know, even if you go back in original press in Uganda, and you hear when the Rocky Giants was starting or anybody, they'll be like, hey, we listen to Bavubuka Squad, and you know. So at the end of the day, who formed Luga Flow? Definitely Bavubuka Squad was the pioneering camp. Many people in Uganda want to claim things, but they don't want to really work for it. They'll wait for you to push it forward, and then they'll come behind like, yeah, we're the ones, we're the ones, we're the ones, just to create commotion for them to get a little bit of fame. You know, but for people like us who never did Luga Flow for fame or to get commercially successful, we did it because we were young, we love hip-hop, and we want our people to be about hip-hop. That was our intention. We never did it because we're gonna get money, we're gonna get cars, we're gonna get big buildings. No, we did it because we loved it, period. You know, so at the end of the day, that's why I say that when people are debating on who's the real originator, who started Luga Flow, I'm always like, I don't need to say nothing. If you think you started it, the streets will tell you started it.
Mimi ni Abu nimefika leo nimeonana na mtu anaitwa Bavubuka na mimi niko pamoja na hebu cheki kila mtu atakuwa kwenye stage na mimi nikikuwa na changanyua kila kitu nitakuwa na Bavubuka leo usiku.
Yo, this is how we do it. Freestyle fellowship in the streets of Mbale. Still low speakers, a low iPod. We get the soundtrack going.
Of particular pride to Bavubuka is the part Luga Flow played and continues to play in Uganda's music industry. From the first time that you heard it, you'd have no doubt about its identity.
Before Luga Flow, once again, the majority, 90%, were rapping in English. So really having an industry that was pretty much only geared towards a progressive market where the local people are totally cut off. So if you can rap in English, most likely a song would not be able to get on radio at that time. So at the end of the day, it was such a huge mark, you know, for the Luga Flow movement to cut through and say, hold up, we're not English people. We have multiple languages in our regions. We have young people who use them to express themselves. Matter of fact, they got more beautiful slang than English language. And how come we're not using them to really enhance and advance ourselves with our self-pride?
Because of Bavubuka, Uganda's local languages are now coloring the international hip-hop canvas. For a man who has performed in 1,000 places and unleashed 1,000,000 rhymes, finding the most inspirational in his mammoth catalogue must be daunting. But we asked him to try nonetheless.
Manya abasiringa gye tuvudde kibadde kizibu okuyita mu biseera bye tuwangudde. Abamu bubadde bwavu, abalala ntalo, abalala okufiirwa n'endwadde, abalala abali mu makomera zikyeggadde. benenya eri omutenzo okufuna eddembe nange gwolaba emigugu gyali ginzise kurekisaati nkyaliwo mpola antikudde kyova olaba obuyimba bwange mwattu bwa mwoyo suubiri abatuuze ffenna tuddemu amaanyi kikulu obuteerabira mwattu gy'ovudde n'emikwano bwe mulwanye nga mukyekutte ku lw'obulungi bwe tukyaliwo ffenna abakyaliwo tumusaba atukwatireko ku lugendo teri ddogo eri Isirayiri alireeta gye ensonga y'okubaawo Mungu yaginywezezza. I think that's one of my most powerful songs. I performed it in New York, I performed it in LA, I performed it in Canada, and every time I close my eyes and open, people are having a different experience.
But probably what will please Bavubuka the most is that Luga Flow's next generation is well and truly on. May the good rhymes roll.
Yeah, SHIP this vawo ninge de kisimbe feke weli wo so sabato elinga oduo on no Luga Flow no wamusanga wo because na gula matide can stay flow na sume mwa tu vawo linyenya mobili tuzemba babili mwana nzende to flow dala chitufu tu so mubigo wa kugamba SHIP kumeka chalisi yomba te bakulimba zamba kugamba ndi moto kole zo moto muship crew.
The Ship Crew, the first ever youngest hip hop crew in Uganda, whereby the youngest MC was 5 years old. And that was MC Fiki Fiki, MC Hope, MC Bean, MC Kawesa, MC Ship, and MC Roy, and MC Flower.
Ladies and gentlemen, you turned into the freshest. MC Flower on the mic, be the nicest. Part of the history, Luga Flow entity, Ship Crew inspiring the children cause your family. Gifted and limited, the sky is the limit. Told my mama I could be an MC, and I did it. Now my daddy and my aunties are always coming to my shows. I get a little love and there is giving back respect. Started at the age of 7, now I'm 10 years old. I guess I got a little time to really show that I could grow into the best MC that can hit you with the flow, that can make your body move like whoa. From ballet to Kampala, Chabalaga Biancolanga Yanga phenomenal. Flow with the power. I'm nice on the mic, so I'm rocking my flow freely. Young super times again we were playing silly. Say, oh really? Flow will be the next super female MC, giving you people exactly what you need. Now raise your hands because I come out to get you started. I'm listening to give you more before you start whispering. I'm too fresh, too cute. Young phenomenal lady, I inspire kids to MC. If Kampala's been waiting for the next talent, tell them that I got it off the stage, I'm all about it. Don't even doubt it, because if you do upload a spot up, make this Kampala wanna be MC, step the game up. Request a hotline for the radios to play me. Let's keep this Luga flowing, no flower, walk up yanyo, atachichi. Let's get it. What the command tata physical shulazi take ayo.